But for him to be in this, but see, a lot of people don't know McBride's a horror fan, so I'm not surprised to him being in it. He's doing a new Halloween movie.
What's name also was in here?
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
What's his name? Freak, I just can't think of it.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bruh.
Pineapple Express.
That's him.
I know. What's his name?
McBride. Danny McBride.
No. In the beginning of the movie. I can't. Freak. I just
Hit
forgot.
it up,
I just forgot his name.
My mind went blank too.
We have Seth Rogen and
Franco.
James Franco.
Yeah.
James Franco's in this movie.
Yeah. Nice little cameo.
I forgot.
Yeah.
All right, but
He got a nice fat check for that.
You know what I mean?
Cremated. Great.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this review, y'all. You want to go ahead and tell them what the story's about?
Yeah, I'll give them a quick little thing. This film takes place 10 years after the events of Prometheus, where Elizabeth Shaw and David are going to find their makers and hunt down the engineers' planet. And then we're shipped to present day, where this new crew of the space colony discovers an uncharted paradise.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
They were on their way home. It was a rescue mission. They got the call. You know, the team got divided, and one team wanted to go home, and then the other half's like, well, let's go. We don't leave a man down. You know, we got to go and respond to this type of, protocol. Let's see what's down there. Dumb decision, but that's where the movie kicks off.
Got you. All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
We both did a trailer reaction with this, and I think we also did one with Sadler Ward.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was really hyped for this film.
Same here.
Prometheus was, it wasn't a good film, but it wasn't a bad film for me. It was a great intro for what to come. I was really waiting for a lot of stuff in this film. My expectations was really high for this film. I wanted to see a lot from this film.
Yeah.
And sad to say, a lot of it did not deliver for me. The film was, to me personally, all over the place. The areas didn't hit like they supposed to. Ridley Scott coming back to this really let me down. He has really been bad in a lot of films he's been doing, and it's sad to say that, because he has a lot of great talent, not talented, but great films out there
and
that
ideas,
he did ideas back in the day, and it was like, this is it.
Yeah. And
he's reliving this stuff, and he's considered to me a madman now, because I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna let you talk.
All right.
And then I'm gonna get back into it.
All right.
So yeah, disappointing for me.
I'm gonna say the first half of the movie, the introduction was a nice classic Alien setup. It had that classic feel. The problems I had was after the movie was over, because watching it, I was enjoying it, and I understand that it was nothing new being shown, but they were treading the same grounds. But there were two characters that had the movie going in interesting areas that wasn't explored enough, and that was David and Walter. Mm-hmm. He was unlocking things that was talked about in Prometheus. I wanted to know more about the engineers. Mm-hmm. And they were doing the same thing. They were trying to carbon copy and recreate the original film, which you can't do because it's expected, it's predictable, and it was sometimes suspenseful, and that was the problem. I knew it was coming a mile away. That never happens in an Alien movie.
Gotcha.
And the problem was, it wanted to be 1979 Alien, and then there's the other half of the movie where it wanted to be 1986 James Cameron Aliens. It tried to blend the action of that film and the horror of that film, and that was the biggest problem for me, because Covenant felt like two different films to me in this one movie.
Felt like four for me.
Yeah.
It felt like four because, like you said, they were trying to stick to the 80s version.
Right.
They were trying to stick to the modern day.
Right.
They were trying to add on to something they didn't need to add on to.
Yeah.
And then they were trying to give you star power. It was all over the place. And
they tried to blend Prometheus, the first movie, and then the second movie. And then I think it would have been better if that gave us more of the Prometheus mythology and then Aliens #2. Because I felt like they could have did that, because if you're going to put that style of two different movies in there, what they should have did was had half of the crew, dealing with another catastrophe while they were on the ship, right, and then focused on the other team dealing with a catastrophe on the Lost Paradise planet.
Gotcha.
And now they're both in turmoil. But for them to risk their lives to go down there, knowing that they shouldn't be there, defeated the whole purpose. But we knew why David and Walter was there, because he was engineering these things and he was hosting them.
Gotcha.
So I love the idea of Fassbender, and I felt like he was 80% of the movie. And when he was on screen, I was learning things and I was getting answers and I was getting information. he was on another thing, and I felt like his storyline was really all you needed. Everybody else was just a dead meat waiting to get killed. That nobody else had really a purpose like that.
I'm gonna stop you on that right there. I say, not that what you were saying is wrong.
For sure, for sure.
It's just your opinion.
Yeah.
Personally, the film, I'm gonna find something I like. I like to always find, guys, something that I like about the film, because not every film is just dreadful.
For sure.
I like the scenery.
Oh yeah.
I liked it. I liked the planet that they landed on. It was extra. It was human-like creatures there.
Without a doubt.
It was this world, and I love space.
Yeah. Yes.
I love the ship. I love the.
It's beautiful to look at.
It gave me a great vibe coming in.
Yeah.
It was like, this is beautiful scenery. I want to get in. I want to get engaged with this.
Sure.
When they said they had 2,000 passengers,
yeah,
and like 800 embryos, and they were going to colonate a new planet.
Right.
They had a destination. They had came out of hypersleep because of the sun flares.
Right.
Tore them up, so they had to come out of hibernation. And I love where it was going.
Yeah.
It started off great.
It started off awesome.
It started off great.
It was like we're home again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, how is this going to turn out? And then Ridley Scott, the way he directed it, did he write it too?
No.
Who wrote it?
Thank God.
I don't know. We probably wouldn't need him to write it.
We'll see. The writers had problems too.
Because whoever wrote it,
they had a lot of problems too.
I swear there's a writer's strike going on in LA right now, because
it was some cringeworthy dialogue in the movie. Yes, it was.
It was a lot of stuff that just, like, the setup was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It was perfect. The setup, it worked. You know what I mean? You have the colony. You had a destination. You were going somewhere. It worked. And then someone said, let's make it suspenseful now.
Right.
Instead of letting the story gain suspense. And they ruined it when they did that. Because
John Logan and Michael Green, these are newcomers though.
Yeah, they messed the story
up. They messed up. They should have just brought back Walter Hill and Dan O'Bannon.
It ain't even about that. It ain't about just bringing it. They just really,
I mean,
that was a bad script, because there were things about the movie that don't add up. We're in 2130. This is when the movie gets bad for me. Mm-hmm. Just the idiotic things people do.
Right.
We're in 2130. That means we're highly advanced.
Right.
Individuals.
Should be ready at all precaution.
Ready at all precaution. You're a colonist. You're trained. You should be ready.
Right.
You shouldn't be doing certain
scientists,
things.
Soldiers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender, I don't know what's going on, but even though he was the best part of the film, he wasn't the best in the film. No one really was. He did a bad job to me, because Walter and David, okay, you're playing a robot or organic being that has, you know, he sucked. He sucked, and it was pointless. There was no need for David in this movie. I can understand the androids getting smarter and getting better. I understand that. That works.
There was a bigger plot to him, because I felt like with him, he was stuck between a host between humanity and understanding the logic of his creators and life. And the opposite one was like, hey, we're gods. What are you doing? Like, kill them. The other one was like, well, no, I still am seeking information. I want to find my creators. And that's another thing, because throughout the series, Weyland-Yutani Corporation is mentioned, but they're in the background. Like, in the beginning was the only time we really got depth about what they were, because we saw the guy, Guy Pearce. He was explaining to him, he called him father and things like that. He had him playing the symphony on the piano, and he was explaining to him that, you know, we will one day find out the same answers that us fans have been asking. Who are our makers and what do you know about them? He's like, well, we will soon answer that one day. And I thought he was going to unlock that, because Weyland-Yutani, I felt like that corporation was capitalizing on, you know, setting these people up to die, because their state-of-the-art technology was supposed to keep them, you know, protected and safe at all times.
You know me.
You know,
I'm okay with origin stories. I like to know about what happens, but honestly, I didn't care for that. After they brought Prometheus out, I was going with the flow with it.
Yeah.
Because I do want to see now. You show me this big, giant, clay-looking figure coming running out of ships and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was interested, intrigued by it, but they drove away from that. They drove away from everything about the creators. They didn't talk about them no more. It was about aliens. And David, it was freak. I'm glad it's a spoiler. All right, so
Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Manhattan lands on this. Dr. Manhattan, what's his name?
Billy Crudup. Yeah, there you go.
So
Billy Crudup. Dr. Manhattan.
After James Franco burns in a severe gas fire,
Yeah.
he ends up being the new captain, and James Franco's wife, I can't remember her name. I'm bad with names, y'all. She's like second in command or something. So you have this crew of
Catherine Waterston.
Yeah, you have this crew of relationships. Basically, everybody has a wife. Except for the two dudes, they were gay, weren't they?
Yes.
They were.
Yeah.
All right, so you had the red haired Irish man or something, and the older Irish. Their two dudes were lovers. But anyway, everybody basically was a relationship. Everyone had somebody. After James Franco died, she was by herself. Dr. Manhattan became the captain.
The leader by default.
Right?
Yeah.
They had a distress call from Elizabeth Shaw.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Shaw.
From the first movie.
Yeah. And technically it wasn't a distress call. She was just playing a tune.
Right.
Dr. Manhattan said, let's go to this planet. It looks like it's nourished with health and all that stuff. We can live on here.
Stupid.
Chick said, nah, I think we should just go to our destination. It's going to take 7 years.
Smart.
But that's where we need to go. He said, nah, I'm in charge. We're going to do this. So they go on this planet, y'all. And this is where it gets really stupid to me. They go on a planet without any type of mass protection, any hazard, what's it called? Hazard,
the biohazard suits.
Biohazard suits.
Yeah.
They just go on a planet, just walk outside. Why? You land in water, you don't know if it's contaminated, you don't know if other creatures are in that water to eat you. Yep. This is where it gets really stupid. And you're walking around, you're touching stuff with your hands. Yep. You don't know if this planet has AIDS. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know if it's xenomorph related.
You're just walking around.
Yeah. You touching spores, don't know where it came from, how it
free. And they have no mask.
Yep.
So they're walking around. The guy goes in, they separate, and you know once that happens, someone's gonna die.
Typical horror 101. And
he steps on a spore, a plant, and the spore comes out. And it turns to like molecules or something, and it goes inside of his ear.
That was tight. Visual.
And I'm like, I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, see, this is what you get now.
Yep.
Now you're gonna die.
Like I said, predictable. Go on.
Too predictable.
Yeah, I saw it coming.
What the freak is that? If he had a hazmat suit, it would have been like, he'd be like, what the hell is that?
Right.
Kind of like some Venom sheet sit on his side when they get off the suit. And this is how you should have wrote it. It's sitting on your suit when you can't see.
Right.
You freeze yourself off of it. It unthaws, gets in the suit, and then it gets to you.
That's more suspenseful.
Like, damn, this shit ain't right in the suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or in the ship. For a great scene.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
Strike one.
Yeah.
So then he's all like, oh man, my head hurt. Moving on. The rest of the team goes out, and they're just exploring things. And oh boy, the red-haired Irish dude. Mm-hmm. How did he get infected? He
one of the I think one of the face suckers got onto him, and something got around his.
Nah, the first one, he got the thing too.
See, I think something like.
Because it was in the cave.
Yeah, something got on him. I think it was
It went in his nose.
Yeah,
it went in his neck. It went in his nasal.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Yeah, eyes started bloodshot red.
He was smoking.
Yeah, he was chilling. Yeah, by the waterfall.
Right in his nose. Got him.
Yeah.
So we got these two individuals.
Yeah.
One just start coughing up blood. She's calling like, "Hey, we need backup. We need backup.
Trying to get back to the ship.
We need backup." I'm like, "Oh, just shoot."
Yeah.
I understand it's finna go down. Yeah. This fool's finna transform because he saw the trailer.
Yeah.
So they rush him to the ship, y'all. They rush him to the ship, and I'm telling you this because this is how I'm gonna break this down on how stupid stuff is to be in this movie. They get to the ship, and then he's, oh my God, what's going on?
Right.
So it's the chick and the other chick, David McBride's wife.
Yeah.
She's in there. He starts shaking, coughing up blood. This chick runs out, locks the other chick in the room for no reason.
Doesn't shoot him.
No reason. No. Why would you lock her? Let me out. Let me. She's panicking. This is what I have a problem with. Number one, why are you panicking? You're trained to go through these obstacles.
Yeah.
Some emergency happens in space. You have to go through these obstacles. Yeah. She freaked out, turned to a scared kid, and she was shaking, and her friend is in the room with the creature about to be born.
Cost somebody's life.
Yeah. This is pointless horror. Pointless, suspenseful, pointless scene. So he's shaking. She comes back. She's terrified. He starts cracking up. An alien pops out of his back. Strike 2.
Yeah.
Chick's like, what the heck is that? She gets a knife. This is what I'm saying. This is where I'm getting with. This is dumb to me. This makes no sense. I'm getting to a point. There's a creature on the ground. A baby at that. And you're standing there with a knife shaking. When you have, and your crazy thing is they did a wide screen of so many materials to pick up. Like if this is like,
yourself.
Yeah, this is kind of like, what's the movie? The video game, a Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
You choose what you know what I mean. You gotta choose.
RPG style, yeah.
She has a steel chair sitting there. I would have killed it.
Yeah.
She the thing just runs up, grab her, all in her face. I'm like, what the freak is going on? Then,
the girl comes back and sees that. She gets
the gun
and misses.
She gets Team J3. She gets the gun and she goes in there and she slips on the blood. And,
of course.
Stupid film making. It's too predictable. This is 2017. We do not need the cheesy 80s scenes. It was good for its time. It's not good for now. And this is where I'm getting. I'm gonna break this down with things I'm like. You can jump in if you want.
Yeah.
That was dumb to me.
I'm gonna get to the positives.
That was dumb to me. Didn't make no sense. Why are you? She falls to the ground. She's hurt. The creature coming. Then, oh my god, the alien runs out of the ship. She shoots the hydrogen things, blows the ships up, kills them both.
Oh yeah.
What? Why? Why? Meanwhile, the other team is coming back with the red hair Irish dude. He's alien pops out his mouth.
So now they're stranded on Lost Paradise. Crazy
thing is the alien pops out their mouth, runs in the woods, comes back with a bunch of homies.
Crazy.
Kills like 8 of them.
Oh yeah, the Neil Morris were
just they just missing. Yeah. Like, why? This is stupid. And then David comes, throws a flare in the air. Meanwhile,
I was expecting you guys follow me.
Meanwhile, this is crazy shit. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're talking to McBride up in the spaceship.
Yeah, Tennessee.
This is Tennessee. This is where I have a problem with these stupid stuff like this. You might have not noticed this, but I noticed it. It was dumb. Why do you have walkie-talkies in 2130? We don't have a what?
Where's that earpiece? Where that Bluetooth?
No, it should be a brain signal.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
this is 2130.
Yeah,
you're still using walkie-talkie, radio, microwave frequencies,
or talking, in the mind or something. Yeah, I got you.
It was okay for the 80s.
Yeah, I got you.
This is dumb.
I got you.
This is where this movie really gets stupid right here because it makes no sense.
It still felt dated, even though it was new.
It felt outdated right there. It was like, what am I watching? Why am I watching this? I accept Alien for the time frame, but I will not accept this for doing the same stupid cliche scenes. Yeah. This is dumb to me. Why are you doing this?
I said that, retread the same ground. I just said that. Yeah.
So, David comes in the scene, and he has his long Goldilocks hair, and Walter loses his hand trying to save the old girl.
Yeah.
And David examines him, sees this, and he cuts his hair off, and no one realizes this fool's trying to replace this fool.
Right.
This is an obvious
because he's
observation.
The more perfect, advanced version of the android.
This is dumb.
Yeah.
This is dumb. The movie has so many problems in the writing department. It's not even funny. They basically played the audience and said, "You guys are idiots. I know you don't know movies, so I'm going to do this, and you're going to like it." The movie is bad because of those reasons. Prometheus was okay because I understood where they were trying to go, and they basically forgot all that.
I think Prometheus was a better movie than Covenant, though. Like,
Prometheus was a better movie.
It was a mythology movie. It wasn't an alien movie. People wanted an alien movie, and because of that criticism, they forced it on this, trying to mimic that. Yeah,
I disagree totally. I think they just said, "F it, throw aliens in there. We're gonna get on these aliens in a minute. Throw aliens in it."
Yeah.
Dumb. The whole plot.
Because I really didn't need that until like the final half. I was more interested in the mythology base. I mean, I've seen the aliens hunting down the crew. That story's been done in the first movie, And then the Marine story, that's been done. But the fact, I would have liked to see a new team exploring, finding another team and teaming up, and them going on another mission, not knowing what was going on. But the fact is that this is leading into the original movie, so it has to be some ties. They've basically
terrible job of
cornered
doing
themselves. You know what I mean? So now you got to answer those questions and stuff. So Fassbender, even though he, like you said, he was kind of the weakest part of the movie, and I think he was the strength, he's the only unlockable key. And the way it ended, we know there's going to be more hosts. And now we understand why the eggs were on the ship of the Nostromo. And that ship leads back to the first movie as well.
But see, the whole tie-in doesn't make sense to me.
But this isn't a direct tie-in. There's 2 more movies after
exactly.
this. Yeah.
But it's still bad.
Yeah.
It's still a bad tie-in because first and foremost, Fassbender's David's sitting on a planet, and like I said, they go on a deserted planet. There's no bugs. There's no. How you have a habitat? You see old artifacts, old buildings, and you don't question where are the people, where are the animals.
Yeah, ancient science. Yeah.
Crazy thing is you see aliens you see the aliens that die trying to come out the bodies.
Yeah.
But they don't question nothing. There's no questions. They're just walking around. It's
the same scenario of humans trying to play God.
Not necessarily. This movie, that team sucked.
They did.
It was a bad. It's all the writing messed the story up. Now we can go on hours and hours on how this movie could be better. It's really easy to do, and I will probably do that after the fact of this review.
But I will say though, I like the first half, and I like the final half. The third act for me was really when it started to become Alien, and I'll explain that because as the team is dying one by one, when we got back to Danny McBride's character, who I really liked, he surprised me, and I'm glad he didn't die though. I expected him to die because I thought they were going to make him comedic relief. He had a sensibility to where I felt like it was starting to tread what the alien mythos was. Like when they were on that ship towards the end, and I guess the main xenomorph got on, I started to get creeped out a little bit. I was like, okay, now it's kind of kicked into alien overdrive. Okay, and they're on the ship now. They're supposed to be heading home. David's back there with them, and they're playing team players of trying to survive. And they got him locked up into the cargo bay. I love that whole sequence.
Before you get on that,
I like that scene
because we got to get them up to speed with this. Yeah. This fool David was over there doing experiments, creating aliens. He's the
while
reason
the humans were there.
He's the reason the whole planet was infected.
Yeah.
He said he was making a perfect individual, something that can't read nor write. How's it perfect? It just eats and destroys everything it touches, which is dumb. And the crew allowed him to do it without containing him or stopping him. So Walter sees this. All right.
It's a lot, yeah.
Walter sees this. And he's like, brother, join me. Did he see Elizabeth Shaw on the table? Or was that Dr. Manhattan that saw that? Or they both saw it?
They both saw it.
So apparently, David killed Elizabeth Shaw, had her body guts spewed on the table.
Yeah.
Doing experiments on her. He killed her.
So in the last movie, they made it seem like, they were partnering, but he had a different agenda apparently.
He's a mad robot.
Yeah.
He killed her.
And uncontrollable.
And Walter saw it and did nothing. But he was an advanced android.
Right.
So then this fool.
So he wasn't really advanced at all.
This fool does some. I knew he was going to do it. He basically stabbed Walter in the brain, and he falls over and kind of dies.
Mm-hmm. Sleep.
But it doesn't make sense to me because he heals from it. But why didn't you grow a freaking hand? You're that advanced where you can heal your body structure, but you still had no hand.
Yeah. That goes into another question I had about the Weyland-Yutani. Was he still like a prototype, or was he a test, or was he really the official thing? So it was never answered. That's another problem I had. So they never really gave them depth too. So they always mention that corporation, but we never get to see those ties. You know what I'm saying? So
that's because the writers didn't stick to this program.
Yeah,
they went sideways. And then Dr. Manhattan goes. We're not gonna talk about half the people that died.
That's what I said. They're
Dr. Manhattan goes in there, and David's like, "Come in here, look. I have some new." He said, "What is this? Oh, I've been doing experiments." Told his plot and plan. He said, "Look in this little egg thing. Go ahead, look. Take a look." And this dummy goes and looks in it and gets hit with a face hugger in his mouth. And I always say it's the worst way to die in a movie, because you get something that looks hideous like a silverfish or something in your face. It pumps you repeatedly like busting eggs all down your
You know
throat.
what's coming. Why would you look and why would you get close to it?
Well, instead of shooting, I would have shot it up.
Right.
I would have shot
I would've
David.
blew it up. I would've threw
Why didn't you
dynamite
shoot
in
David?
there.
David's in there. He killing people.
Yeah.
Kill him. They didn't do it. They
No.
didn't do it. And then, oh my God,
Predictable.
David was talking to the alien. He
Your
said,
family.
He said,
He's my creator.
he said, don't do nothing. Don't move. He goes and shoots
He's
the alien.
harmless.
He goes and shoots the alien. Why you shoot the alien?
My
Why would
crew's
you shoot
dead.
We shoot the alien.
I don't care about that.
This is dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
crazy.
So then Dr. Manhattan gets destroyed by the alien.
You're talking about Billy Crudup. He knows him as Dr.
Yeah.
Manhattan. So yeah, for those that are confused, oh my God, what do you mean?
And the movie's just terrible. Cause then he fights Walter. We all know Walter loses this battle because David's on the planet. Cause they on the ship. Cause they keep showing that hand. Stupid. That was dumb directing and dumb writing. Because you allowed me to know that Walter lost
Without telling you.
without telling me. Because
got
they
you,
kept
yeah.
showing his hand.
And that's another thing, like I said in the beginning of the video when we were talking about when you focus on certain things for too long, you're giving answers without giving specific ideas, but you're giving predictability. Like when you show something too long, you let me know that it's less important.
Yeah.
And you're giving answers without us revealing it ourselves as the viewer. This goes back to my philosophy about, less is good in certain situations. But with aliens, you're dealing with a mythology where you need to have answer based and you need to have structure on certain subplots because there's so much mythology and lore in Alien. You're not going to be able to cover it in a 2-hour movie, which was my point, was like, if you were going to do those two different types of alien style movies, you should have had the team already separated from the jump, dealing with different catastrophes, and them meeting up at the end, and then cliffhanger, something bigger happens, a bigger threat,
Possibly.
another planet. But hopefully showing them going home. They're not making it. They get the call, the distress. We got another mission for you. Now it's the actual real rescue mission leading into the original ship, where the other crew was there from the Nostromo. Again, because everything is about that ship and how it got colonized. So I felt like if you were going to do that, the team should have already been separated from the jump, and Danny McBride should have already been the leader because I thought he was strong.
But he wasn't strong. He was weak, just like his wife. Because when he thought his wife was distressed, he put the rest of the team in danger.
Yeah,
Why?
but he stayed behind.
I don't care.
I mean, I felt
I would have
like
left all of them on the planet. They're dying.
he wanted to leave him.
Your job? No, he didn't. He went down. He went to find his wife.
Right, wife. He didn't care about the rest of them.
He jeopardized the team on the ship.
I understand that.
And those 2,000
I understand Jeopardy. He was
individuals.
there for his. I get that. I would go back for my girl too.
That's
Forget
a
the
bad.
team.
That's a bad choice. You're the captain of the ship. You jeopardize.
Default.
No, it doesn't matter. You're trained for this.
True.
You sat there and you had 2,000 other people that are in hibernation and 800 embryos that are counting on
I got you.
and you gave them all up for your weenie, soft wife who's already dead.
Okay, already dead. Yeah,
She's already
not
dead.
knowing. I mean, you still.
Her job requires that. That's why this was stupid. You had relationships on the ship. Why? Everyone was. They had somebody.
Also,
It
horror film.
ruined
You can never have relationships in horror movies.
It ruined the movie. All of them had a lover.
What's the J3 philosophy? Pussy destroys everything. That applies here. Multiple.
It kills it.
Hey, I'm with you. I got you. But
Dude,
I understand his intentions. I get
James
it.
Franco,
he was still dumb, but
when
I understand his intentions.
James Franco died, and his wife.
You ride or die
was
for your
like,
woman.
I'm done. And then Dr. Manhattan wife got blown up by McBride's wife
Yeah.
because she's stupid.
She was scared and dumb. Yeah.
Now Dr. Manhattan's lost. It's like that was whack. That's not
Dr. Manhattan, I just felt like he didn't need to be there. Him as a character, I don't know what it was. Like, he's usually good in movies. I don't know. Billy Crudup here, he was kind of seemed like he was phoning it in. Like, even in his dialogue, it seemed like he was lost. Like, he was in another movie, if that makes sense. Like, almost like his lines were forced.
He was in The Watchmen.
Talking. Yeah, he was
in Watchmen.
He wasn't in Alien.
Yeah, he was in Watchmen.
You know what I mean? He was
you should
monotone and everything. Like, he seemed like he was out of place, and you can tell that he was trying to be a leader instead of just putting on the leader persona.
Because some people can't do that.
Right.
That's why the group, it was stupid. Like, yes, he's second in command, but no one agreed with him. No one listened to him on the ship. No one said anything. And then all of a sudden, when he says we're gonna go to this planet, everybody's like, cool, I don't want to go back to sleep.
I'll put it to you like this. As soon as he was introduced and he came into the scene and came into came into the introduction, I said he's gonna die, and then when they got to the planet, I said, okay, that group's gonna die. When this person separated and that person, they're gonna die. And then halfway towards the movie, I was like, yep, Danny McBride's gonna make it, but he could die possibly because
that fool finna get one in his mouth. Look, it's
so
like,
it was too much of, oh, I know where this is going, and
predictable.
By the end, I was like, okay. But it was too late then, because the end on the ship, it got back to that claustrophobia factor that the original Alien was. It got back to the suspensefulness, and then it was on the ship. And then I liked the whole thing when they were leaving the colony, and they were trying to get the xenomorph off of the ship, and they were on the cargo bay, and
super strength.
That was a nice scene. I thought it was a very well done action scene. I liked the blood and glory.
Why were they so strong?
What, the xenomorphs?
Why? It makes no sense. You came from this human who's not even strong like that.
Oh, I see what you mean. They didn't explain it.
They're just strong. They're strong.
For no reason.
For no reason.
I got you.
Strong for no reason. Look. All right.
Unanswered.
So I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
So they get on the ship. They have the scene. I think the scene, I'm going to say the scene wasn't bad, but it wasn't suspenseful. It was kind of cliche. Lock down all the doors. Let the xenomorphs find me in this little maze. Let's trap it in here. Let's suck them out in space. Cliche.
Just like the original.
Figured that was going to happen. And then they go into hibernation. And the crazy thing is, old girl, what's her name?
Captain Watterson.
Captain Watterson.
Yeah.
She has this premonition towards Walter. Like, this ain't Walter.
Right.
This ain't Walter.
It's not him.
Who is this dude?
Yeah.
This ain't him. And instead of leaving his ass on that planet, which I would have did, the captain, I would have left him on that planet. I would have left him on that planet. I would have left him on the planet, or I would have deactivated him when he got on the ship and reprogrammed him.
Yeah, they could easily shut him down.
I would have shut him down.
They had all the access and control.
I would have
the only two.
They didn't scan him.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything in 2130 that you should have did. Everyone got on that ship should have been scanned for poisonous spores, eggs, anything.
There was data. There was the computer programs. There was medical supplies. There was electroshock treatment, EMP.
They
could have shut him down.
They just accepted Walter because he had no hand.
Yeah. They thought that he was
for no reason
undefendable, but nah.
For no reason.
He'll adapt.
Because all he did was cut his hand off and kill the other Walter, or he didn't kill all. He left the other Walter there.
And he was still programming things. The corridors, locking the door. He was doing that with one hand.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
That was dumb. Man. Why is he not repaired? Why didn't you scan him? See if he had something on him, because the
question him. What was his real agenda?
Give him a code name.
Interrogate him.
Something. Yeah. So then they go into hibernation. McBride goes first. See you in 7 years.
This is where it got interesting for me. Go ahead.
Where it got worse. She sat there and she asks him a question before she goes in hibernation to see if he's real. What? I want to build a cabin. Oh,
Yeah.
Why? Why did you ask him that hours ago, days ago? Why would you wait till the time you're going?
When you got a fighting chance. I got you.
All he had to do is grab that thing and throw it out of the ship.
Yeah.
And then he goes.
Because when you questioned him and you asked him that a long time ago before you got into hypersleep, you would have been ready for anything. You would have been ready to attack and retaliate.
I would have told him.
Because you was going to try something.
I would have said, stand there. Go, Walter. It's no offense. We got to make sure you're right. Scan this fool.
Yeah.
It seems like he's carrying different type of part.
Lock him
down. Throw him out of the ship.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, we going to be on this. I'm going to be standing for 7 years.
Yep. Oh well.
Oh well.
At least we'll be alive.
I'm gonna be standing. Or you could have did anything. It was stupid. Like, they should have had other Walters on the ship for backups, like Alpha 5 on Power Rangers.
It could be more.
You see,
we don't know.
It should have been other ones on there.
Man,
one goes down, other one picks up the work. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dumb. They didn't do anything of 2130. It made it a stupid, sad excuse, and they played the audience. Terrible. And then he just goes, does his dumb thing, pull them eggs, put them in the embryo, pulls up an embryo. of an alien.
That explains why they were on the ship and things like that. So yeah, he was a walking, living host. That's crazy though. But it's a little interesting in the sense though. But I want to know where the other hibernation, because there had to be a spot and there had to be some type of landscape of where he was hiding them, because there's no way that after all those years, him going on different expeditions, he was able to secretly hide those hosts.
No, he only went one destination.
Yeah, they were gonna grow.
No, they went one destination.
Yeah.
He went to that planet and killed it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. You're expecting this. You're expecting explanation. They don't have one. This movie should have never been done, bro. It should have never been done. They did a terrible job. I'm gonna tell you how this movie could have been done after the fact. After we do our grades, I'm gonna tell you they did a terrible job, bro. This movie was all over the place. They're trying to create questions when questions don't need to be created. We know they came from this higher power being. The face huggers were there.
Yeah.
Having aliens. They won. That was good enough for me. All you had to do was say, okay, another planet. We hit here. We land here. It gets on me like a symbiote. Gets in the ship. Infects the ship. Ship sits in space. Somebody goes in there. Spreads the germ. It's over. We have a sequel, y'all.
Alien 2 again. Okay, fine. I'll take it. But you know, give some more in depth though. I mean,
that's the whole point. It didn't need that.
Yeah.
It didn't need that. You probably want it. But I'm telling you,
I follow the aliens. So there's a lot to it, though. I mean, if you look at the franchise, there's really only been
it's only been 2 good ones,
right? And
it should have stayed right there.
And I'll get to that.
See,
Prometheus is good though. Like it was necessary, and Alien 1 and 2 unlocked a lot, but there's still stuff to 3 and 4 retcon. But there's still stuff to continue on. They still have the chance to unlock those. Aliens is still the best movie. Aliens is still the best film.
Prometheus.
And I understand what Scott was trying to do, but this is another situation of hardcore fans destroying franchises and writing off at the mouth. Though
I'm not even gonna blame the fans for this.
It's happened here.
I'm not gonna blame the fans.
We want to see more aliens.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to blame the fans for that one. That's really Scott's fault. Because this movie could have been good.
He responded to that.
This movie could have been good.
It could have.
He is the reason why it didn't do well.
Oh yeah, no, he bites the dust. Yes.
The fans can want anything they want.
No, the fans were right on this one. It's mediocre. They're right.
The fans could have had anything they want.
It had good parts in there. There's things I liked in there. There's stuff I loved in the movie. But you know, I'll explain when we get on.
I haven't got on.
There's good stuff in here to like. Don't get us wrong. There's good stuff in here. There's good ingredients.
For him, I give you that. There's good ingredients, but there's a lot of bad, man. The bad always good, especially the main actor, the aliens. The aliens were trash. They were CG'd up, no practical effects, it wasn't scary. Terrible CG. I was offended watching them. I couldn't believe my eyes.
I'm shocked you said that, but I'm glad you said it. All right. There's a lot of CG.
Do you disagree?
No.
All right.
No, I'm surprised you said it first. That's dope. Hey, from a technical standpoint, practical and that's important.
Effect. That is aliens. If you want to go back to the originals, practical effect. Yeah. And that's what makes it great. The CG sucked. Running around, I'm like, what the freak is this? Kill it. It's weak.
Now, when people got killed and it was like body horror and fatalities, that was the good practical stuff. The blood and gore, the detail, and that was nice. Like,
but it wasn't even necessary.
But it had to be there. I mean, it's already.
No, it's. I
liked it.
Those scenes not necessary. The blood and gore is necessary. Yeah. Just wasn't done right. See, the alien is a clever creature. It ain't stupid. That's what makes it suspenseful. It's kind of like because he was creating a stronger breed. A better breed.
Yeah, and these ones were out in broad daylight and kind of in the open. If you go back and look
at the movies, light.
Yeah.
They didn't like light.
That makes no sense.
They didn't like light, guys. They ran away from light.
Because what you're talking about is great, because the xenomorphs were in shadows. They were stealthy. They were taunting their victims. They knew that, hey, we can take you apart at any time. Like, they were playing with them. Like, there's a scene in the original movie where Veronica Cartwright is standing there. She's in shock. She knows she's going to die. And the xenomorph stands up, 12-foot tall thing, and is walking towards her slowly. I got you. Just taunting his victim.
Not climbing on walls. They just using stuff.
Stealthy, the shadows. We barely saw the xenomorph. That was suspenseful.
I know.
So I know where you're going.
Terrible.
And I'm glad you said that. So yeah,
Terrible.
Said it before I did.
Freaking job.
But he understands where it's coming from. I mean, there's certain formulas you have to follow when doing Alien. I see what you're saying. They treated the xenomorphs like dumb creatures when they were really smart monsters.
True, but they didn't execute right.
Yeah, no.
There's a xenomorph on the ship, and we have an unidentified. How do you get on the ship?
Right. They allowed them.
I would have questioned Walter immediately. How the freak this fool get on the ship? Then he goes in there. Oh my God.
Walter was supposed to be the modern version of Ash. I don't know if you remember Ash. He was the android from the original movie that turned on Ripley's crew. He was kind of like that, but Ash had a purpose.
Yeah.
He was programmed to do it. He had a mission, and he wanted to bring it back for testing, not letting us know. But see, part 1 was tight and was able to get away with it because of this mystery. We didn't know. We were just trying to figure out how are they going to get home and why.
Part 1 was tight because it was the beginning.
Right.
This is a movie. We're just throwing you in, guys. Here you go.
We now know what you have to explain, but they made it predictable.
And now you have to explain.
Because they still could have made it mystery.
Exactly. Yeah. Now you have to explain. The xenomorphs were trash. They were in the way. It was multiple xenomorphs of them, and they were killing. They were doing all this stuff, and it made no sense why David wanted them to exist.
And they had the new creatures, and we barely got to see them. Like I like the introduction of the neomorphs and how they affected, like going inside the DNA tissue and through the ears and through the skin tissue. That was tight. But I wish we would have got a little bit more of that. So I was kind of disappointed that we didn't see enough neomorphs, but we got more xenomorphs. But they didn't really do much with that either.
They ruined them. They were CG'd up. I'm telling you, y'all, it was whack. I was like, this is terrible. You could have did a whole suspenseful scene, and they grew rapidly.
Yeah,
they were big in no time. They grew in like 10 minutes. 8-foot tall xenomorph. What the freak?
From what I know of the lore, like they took years to evolve.
That thing
even
was
when they were eggs,
huge.
like they took time because there wasn't a group of them until like the sequel came out. Like there was only one on that ship in the original movie.
So you're telling me David was making better exomorphs to xenomorphs,
hyper fast creations,
but about time they got to Alien, they were dumbed down.
It's crazy.
It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. This movie, I'm gonna give it a grade. You give it a grade first.
For sure, man. I'm gonna go C-, man. I think it's a decent average movie though. It has great ideas. It has great moments. I love the first act and the third act the most. Second act I can do without. I felt like it was two separate movies. McBride was my favorite character in the movie, and I even though this movie was a letdown and a little bit disappointing, I'm still looking forward to the next one because that has to be the one that unlocks.
What if they don't do it? What if they do the same thing they do and just drag you on and then Alien? Like, damn,
man, that's a great question, and my answer to that is I'm gonna do the Jody Joe philosophy, man. I'm gonna just have to stick it out. I mean, the way he's doing one, I'm gonna stick it out, man, because I love Alien to the core, and there's a lot of material that they can touch on. I don't feel like it's dead in the water yet. There's still stuff to do. I need answers.
The love is strong in this.
I need answers, but I need that feeling of the classic movies without it feeling like nostalgia and without it feeling dated. I need the answers with the action and the suspense, and they've yet to figure out how to do that. They don't understand how to, contrast the two. I need that setting, but I need those answers as well. And that's the only thing you can really say about the Alien franchise. It's not really enough answers. But Prometheus, again, was a necessary film. But if you call it an Alien film, it's bad. But when you look at it as its own merit, it works. Covenant was supposed to bring all that to fruition. You know what I'm saying? So for them to try to blend the first two movies with this was not the best idea, though. But there was a way to do it. I don't think Scott knew how to do it. He's getting up there in age, and maybe he's just tired, man. I think he maybe needs to hang up. He needs to hang up the cow and have somebody else come in. And now I'm kind of mad that Neil Blomkamp didn't do Alien 5 because of Covenant. That movie was dropped and put on hold, and we were going to get a direct, brand new sequel to Aliens Part 2. We were going to get it. But
that probably would have been better because it would have been Alien in space, and we just still in
3 and 4 were retcon. We were going to get a sequel, a true sequel to Alien 2. And Hicks was coming back, and so was Ripley. They were going to give her a farewell send-off. And the little girl, she would have been in her late 20s. She would have been grown up. Probably a soldier now. Been game.
That's a waste of space now. Throw that in the air, y'all.
See, average movie, though. I want to see it again because I want to catch some things. And let me get this before you give your grade. One more thing. Oh, man. I feel like this is the one movie where it could benefit from a director's cut. And let me explain. 30, 40 minutes could do a lot for an alien movie. And the reason I say this because Ridley Scott is known for doing director's cuts to his movies, and it's known to enhance the story, not just a cash cow. There was a time when director's cut and special edition movies added to the source material and bettered it.
Yeah, they really run with that.
And the reason I know this is because Blade Runner has 3 or 4 different cuts, and they were all interesting, but the final cut was the best. But you got to see different visions of what he was trying to do. If he can apply that here to Covenant and give us a real special edition, but giving us a complete movie, I think that'd be great. Because the movie's already 2 hours. You add another 30, 40 minutes on to what he was trying to do, it may unlock something else that I was seeking and maybe he was seeking. You know what I'm saying? Still a mediocre movie, but I think it's necessary. I think the Alien fans are due that much. I think we owe that to the Alien fan service, man. Do something with it.
I was okay with Prometheus. I like Alien 1 and 2. I never even watched 3 and 4, honestly.
Oh, you ain't missing much.
Yeah.
But if you want to borrow them, you can.
I never watched it.
The Dark Horse comic to go, by the way. There's a new series now.
I like Alien vs. Predator.
I didn't mind it. Even though they're not canon. They were decent.
I like
Part 1.
I like the Alien.
Part 1 was good.
I like the whole mytho of it.
Yeah.
Because apparently the Predators were creating them. And so they can hunt them down and stuff.
Challenge.
Because
Game
these
preserve.
are what we call ultimate hunting creatures.
Right.
Versus a more superior hunting creature. Can also be known to be outsmarted by the aliens. This movie did not do that. And not saying it because it wasn't canon, but they should have learned a little bit about that. This movie
so much
was a travesty. It was funny watching it, laughing at some stupid stuff like, why the freak would you do that? Why are you using I
laughed out loud a few times.
I was laughing. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was funny, but not because it's a comedy, because it was stupid funny. Like, what the freak is wrong with you? This guy, I can't get over that. David had long hair. That's how you identified him. And he just cuts his hair off and has the same haircut, same outfit as Walter. Now you can't tell them apart.
Right.
Besides a hand.
One and the same. Yeah.
Stupid team, freaking dumb. They go deeper in the woods. They go deeper with this fool. Their ship is right there. They go deeper.
But at that point, it doesn't even matter.
It's dumb because she blows his ship up.
Right.
She blows their own. I can't stress this. You are trained. It's kind of like, what was that movie with Sandra Bullock? Gravity. You're trained, but you're panicking in space. You're trained for this. You train every day to experience this. This is what makes you special. This is why you got the job. Still can't understand why she got the job because she failed the test 3 times. Second time she failed should have been like, we ain't putting you in space.
Yeah.
But they still moved on with stupid stuff like that. That stuff doesn't make any sense to me.
I got you.
That's like you failed your driving test 5 times. You should never be able to get a license. Something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
That means you don't need to be on the road. Most people in LA have failed it 5 times and they really don't need to be on the road.
You know,
passed it 1 time.
Yeah. Tight.
I need to be on the road. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, logic.
This movie, it broke my heart because I really was looking forward to this.
Finish it.
I was looking forward to this. This movie's gonna get
go ahead.
A D minus.
Those eyes look great.
It's gonna
it's deserved.
A D minus.
And you got a 50-50 on it, so there's different things we liked on it, but yeah, it's
trash.
I'm not mad at the D, but it deserved that C. I said
not mad at the D.
I'm not. I mean, at the end, I was like, if they give us something in that third act, it might slowly get that B, but it didn't. This is funny though, because when I'm watching it, I was enjoying it, right?
Yeah, I know you would.
The movie was over, right? I went out the theater. I said this in my head. I was like, there was no redeeming quality. Everything that happened was non-memorable. And I'm thinking about it, and the more as I'm driving home listening to Soundgarden, by the way, I'm like, I want to go back and watch it just because I'm waiting for the next movie to come out, but not because it was great.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
I'm trying to
that's
find
a
something.
problem. Yeah, I'm trying to find something.
This man
and as I went
searching.
home, I'm like, nah. And I watched the original Alien, and I watched part 2 again. I'm like, they should have never tried to carbon copy that. And I know what he was doing. He was trying to please old school fans and combine with the new fans. Just make a good movie and answer questions.
And
that's all. Make it simple. Make it simplistic.
Can I give you some advice? don't go back and spend $1. Wait till it comes on cable or something and watch it again.
Yeah, or Blu-ray or something.
Unless they come out with director's
yes,
cut.
Well needed, because Scott is good with director's cut.
I can see you doing that.
You feel where I'm coming from to that degree.
But I have to say this, guys.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
TMK3. I'm not. After watching this movie, I am no longer hyped for Blade Runner.
Wow, it's big words.
I am.
But I understand it. I understand the frustration. I get it.
If he's behind it, I'm not behind him.
But that's Denis Villeneuve though.
Like, it's true.
All right,
but
go ahead.
Look at it.
Yeah.
I see Jared Leto in it, who let me down as the Joker.
Suicide Squad. Okay, all right.
Harrison Ford, who let me down in Star Wars, because Harrison Ford's at the point where he wants to end all his franchises he's in. Because it came to light. It was like a freaking light bulb over my head when I saw it and I watched it. And I was like, man, freak. It's like it crushed me because I felt Ridley Scott after making those bad movies, God and Exodus, Gods and Kingdom,
that's
trash.
The worst one.
And I was like, you know what? But I felt like he was coming back. He wanted to redeem himself, come back to.
Martian was good. Martian was gold.
Come back to his origin.
That's right.
And he wrecked it. He made it bad. He killed it for me. And then I thought about it. And I said, dang, he doing Blade Runner. He in there too. He's a producer. And then Harrison Ford doesn't really want to be part of anything else no more. And Jared Leto's still trying to find his way now.
Free. I will. Let me shed some light on it. I feel like Rick Deckard might have a big role though. I mean, because you can tell from the beginning with the Star Wars press and the Star Wars press junkets and all that, he wanted to kill Han Solo. He let it be known like he didn't want to be there. I felt like he has respect for the Blade Runner universe and his character. And like from what I was getting from the preview, I felt like he will have some minor role in him. I don't feel like he's just gonna be like a secondary guy. Like he's come back for a reason because he's just here trying to find out why they're hunting him down. Then we're gonna find out like where he's been and what he's about now. So,
bruh, you know what I see? I see him being one of those robot things, and then just die because his cells are over expired.
Great. I hope that's the case.
It's gonna suck.
I don't think it's gonna suck.
No, not the movie. I'm talking about him dying.
The character. The character.
It's gonna be like, what the frick is this?
I feel the frustration, but I understand where you're coming from.
Freak.
That might be a sleeper hit. That might be the best movie this year. I mean, nobody's talking about it.
Not. You have completely blown my mind.
Nobody's talking about it.
You know dang well Blade Runner will not be the greatest movie this year. It is The War of the Planet of the Apes. And the second number 2.
I am hyped for that. What else we got?
It's going to be The Mummy.
Mummy said, I'm hyped for that. We have great contenders. What else we got? Because we got stuff coming out in the fall too. When summer's over, we still got movies to watch. We got Baby Driver, another sleeper hit that might be fun to watch.
But Blade Runner would not. I don't think so, man. I wish it. I hope it's good. I pray that it's good. I'm not gonna disrespect anybody on the film, but when I saw that and I saw the work that the actors that are really stars in Ryan Gosling, he's really been doing a lot of good stuff. He's on fire. He's on fire. He's coming into his own. But when I see Harrison Ford is very questionable nowadays. Okay. I mean, he did do the last Indiana Jones. He did. I haven't forgot. Yeah. And he wanted to end that too. Is there another one coming back too? He ain't in it though. Okay. Next year or something, right? I don't know. Yeah. And Lucas and Spielberg, man, I don't know. But he wanted to end Indiana Jones. He wanted to kill him? Well, he don't care. How you kill Jones? He rich. Cause he's one of those people, actor, not the character, y'all. He's tired of fans. He has a fan issue. When you gonna do another one? When you gonna do another one? I understand that. Your dad's still alive. Hey, you knew the job. You took the career path of being an actor. But he's tired of the franchises. I get it, but yeah, he's human. But at the same time, you're an actor. Especially with the way he died in Force Awakening. It was complete trash. They should have just blew up the Millennium Falcon. Him and Chewie both get rid of him. He's gonna be like, I got this kid. And then I have hopes shoot that fool from a distance. That would have been more climactic. Kylo Ren killing him like that. I felt like he's like enough time has passed. You know, he questioned himself with the Force. I don't know. It's my dad. No, and kills his dad. Now he can't go back. Instead of him stabbing his dad falls over. It's trash. I don't know, man. D- for me for that weak movie.
Okay.
Do not waste your money, guys. I'm shocked that you gave it a C-. I could have sworn you would have loved this one. But he gave it a C-,
Honest,
which is a fair grade.
honest review.
Which is fair.
Yeah, I liked it, but I didn't. I wanted to love it. I liked it. Didn't love it. Wanted to like it.
D- though. That movie, man.
I'm praying for a director's cut, so give me something really, Scott. Give me something, because even though you failed me a couple times, I still got faith in you, man. Right? Hey, you started this 30 years ago.
And he needs to keep it there.
Just
some people don't got it.
Man.
Some people not George Miller, bro.
Why you do that? You ain't lying.
I'm telling the truth. George Miller came back.
And we getting another one.
No CG except for them clouds.
Yeah.
All practical effects and actors. In 2015.
Yeah. That's still in my top.
He was gonna do Justice League.
I'm about to make some
you see what I'm saying?
I gotta say it now. Since
he's younger.
Since we talking about Scott and Denis Villeneuve is that director. Like, he's one of my favorite directors working today. And George Miller is one of my favorite from the old school. Like, I love that chemistry. And because you mentioned Mad Max, I have to throw the steering on there. So, I don't know. Quote me if I'm wrong or whatever. But I feel like Blade Runner could be that Mad Max Fury Road of this year. I feel like it could be a sleeper hit. But then people coming out and enjoying it. Because, again, I felt like so much time has passed that this movie was due, and people are actually waiting for this. Unlike Alien,
I'm gonna tell you,
Alien's still kind of in the air. It was like, oh yeah, Alien, but Blade Runner's been on hush.
I'm gonna tell you why Blade Runner will not be a sleeper. It could be good, not saying it, but it won't be big like Mad Max. For the simple fact, Mad Max doesn't take a lot to figure out. Blade Runner does.
True.
You gotta go back to watch it to understand.
Which doesn't hurt, because part one's a great film.
Doesn't hurt, but this is Final 2017. And people don't even like watching
movies
over 3-minute YouTube videos.
That's true.
I'm surprised y'all still here. Shout out to that J3 out in the comments down below. Let us know you actually was here.
No, I hear you on that. That's a valid point. But I mean, come on, guys.
They did it to Alien, bro. They dumbed Alien down completely because they know the audience. Horror will never be the same, bro. It's all about ghosts in the house and demons taking over bodies now. It's not even good horror no more.
And you said the same thing the homie said in our party chat yesterday.
Really?
Jackson Bourne.
I swear I wasn't there.
He said
I was there, but not when he said that.
Y'all said the same thing, just differently. He said, I want to see more psychological movies. I want to see serial killers again. I want to see slashers. Where the killers at, bruh? He says ghosts and demons is fine, but it's clouded now. It's expected. He's like, where the Ted Bundy's at? Where the Zodiac killer? Where's the slasher? Where's the basicness at?
They even took away from Saw. They made Saw too much. It was like Saw with 8.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Get another one.
Duh.
Yep.
Saw 1 and 2, great.
You and Jason Bourne was on the same page. Shout out.
It's the truth.
Shout out, Jason, if you watching, bro. He said he was gonna tune in. He's probably watching.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is whack. They don't even know how to do horror no more. And I know why. Because the modern day people aren't scared or anything. Yeah. But
shout out to the independent movie makers though.
Because
y'all doing it.
Suspenseful stuff is good.
Yeah.
Look at Signs.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan did Signs. It was very suspenseful.
Split, suspenseful.
Suspenseful.
It Follows, suspenseful. The Guest, suspenseful.
Now that's a different story.
You seen The Guest? Yeah, I told you. Yeah, The Guest was tight.
But Dark Tower?
Kind of iffy on it. Okay. I understand.
But it possibly.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? You see what I'm saying? Some stuff you can't relive, man. Like we were talking about bringing back Christina. I think Christine would be a good movie to bring out.
It's a good Stephen King story, but that was the genius of John Carpenter.
But it can come back. You can take the parts from the junkyard. He might be looking for a certain material. He unravels the car to take out the look for something. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then comes in, the car's built.
I'm not mad at it because for the simple fact that I like that story. I would love to see it in today's time and today's style of storytelling. I wouldn't be mad at that because I've seen Christine back in the 80s and what that was. I've seen that version already. I want to see what it could be like today.
And you could possibly don't do an origin of it, but you can possibly
Christine Begins.
You feel me? No,
that's unnecessary.
But you can lead on still in the 80s.
That's right.
It's just somebody in a junkyard finds it, works there and is like, hey man, there's some good parts in here. Because Christine could probably pop off a piece and it'd be a piece of the fender or something and it rebuilds itself and it's still sitting there.
And if you do have to feel the need to explain something, you can do like a 2-3 minute prologue and then move the story
Did
forward.
you watch King Arthur?
No.
All right, spoiler alert. Well, actually, no spoiler.
Go
King
ahead.
Arthur.
Guy Ritchie movie, right?
Guy Ritchie.
I like Guy Ritchie.
Had the best montage I've ever seen in a film. I understood where King Arthur came from, his struggle, and how he became the man he is in that movie.
Tight.
In 2 minutes.
Tight.
Best montage I've ever seen in a film.
Okay.
2
That's
minutes.
good.
2 minutes showed me him as a little baby
Yeah.
to a grown man hustler.
Wow.
Tight. Show me fighting. Show me training. Show me everything I need to show. He
Awesome.
just made Suicide Squad like that. Freak.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie was on point with that, but that movie still was whatever. But
Sherlock Holmes is tight though.
yeah, of course, man. That's Robert Downey right there. He need to do that.
I want a part 3,
Why you keep
man.
talking about Iron Man? You need to come back with Sherlock Holmes.
I want a part 3. Game of Shadows 1 and 2 were good. I love Game of Shadows. With the magician, he was a tight villain.
Bruh.
They was both mathematically like insane.
I'm gonna punch him in the head and he's gonna land on the face. Freak, that's
That
dope,
was
man.
tight.
Freaking calculate.
But yes, Covenant.
But all right,
we're a little divided on them, but we're both disappointed.
Let me tell you how it's gonna turn out.
Do you think, bro?
If all you had to do was, I would have left Elizabeth Shaw alive. David.
I think that would have helped.
That would have helped a lot.
Yeah, because she was very interesting.
Exactly. And David should have still been alive too. What would have happened is they would have found this planet that was corrupted, and they were tracking down those guys, the makers.
Yeah, the engineers.
Let's say the engineers had went to that planet and they saw what the planet had became.
Right.
Stealing, greed, rape, just mayhem.
Right.
And they spreaded the virus for that reason. And you would have saw her land there and then step on a spore and get taken over.
Yeah.
Because at that point, all her stuff was gone or something.
Right.
And saw that she got taken over, quote unquote. And she was still in the ship. So when the new team came by, they split up in 2. So I would have had them come with the hazmat suits, taking specimens up to see if this stuff is if able to be able to live on, able to coexist with them, bring it on a ship and doing experiments on it.
Man, oh my God! I just unlocked something. Go ahead.
But this is what happens. They take those little onion-looking things, they open it, and she's like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And it's just forming in there.
Yeah.
Just forming in there, and they leave it at that point.
Yeah.
The other team goes down in there. They basically land. The other team goes down into that ship. They enter. Yeah. They go into Elizabeth Shaw's alien form now. David is teed out. Acid. He's teed.
Yeah.
And we would have saw her body, destroyed. The alien attacks them. They finally get the alien. But the thing is, while they're running for their lives in another ship, one of the people opened the hazmatic place where they were doing experiments on, and the gas the chemical gets on them. Now they're infected, and then the alien comes out of them. Now you got a new alien, the xenomorph, now on the ship.
Right. A super hybrid.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you, yeah.
Now you can have them trying to track the xenomorph down.
Yeah.
That's how it should have went. That would have been way more suspenseful, because you would have showed her in the beginning, landing on this planet, and going, and David's like, he's tracking things, and because he know how to use a computer, he sees all this stuff and he sees what happened.
Yeah,
you see all the people all like this and they're dead, and she ends up getting influenced by one and gets sick. Attacks David. David's teed. They go in the ship looking around,
kills the
just
cat.
like the first one, and there's an alien there,
right?
Which is her. She kills a couple of them. They finally kill her. They run back in the ship, scared. Other aliens start coming off the planet. They hide in the ship. possible alien gets on the ship.
Yeah.
They trying to shut stuff down, get saved. You know,
And they
if
still
you
don't know.
panic,
Yeah.
not saying you just because you train you can't panic, but this is what makes it suspenseful. Because the audience knows there's a chemical still floating in there that they can't see, but they stop because they're
Right.
trying to figure out something.
Sure.
So one of the people that don't know what's in there runs in there, hits the thing, opens it up,
Yeah.
it gets all in the vents, teeing out people in their brain.
And I just thought about something because since these are newly bred xenomorphs, who's to say like their features and their abilities can't evolve as well? What if they're able to camouflage themselves and blend in with the surroundings? Like that'd be suspenseful as heck too.
That would be
I
tight.
always thought about that. Like since they're always in the shadows and stealthy, how come they could never be camouflaged? I mean, their blood, they're just made of an exoskeleton and acid. Like it's very easy to. There's no real skin tissue, just bones and protection. Like they're
Yeah.
really like shielded, and their heads are like formed. Why wouldn't they be able to like be like 12-foot cloaking monsters walking
Oh,
around? Like that'd be amazing. Like
That's
it's kind of like
scary.
the Predator almost in a sense, but these actual alien forms taking on that entity of being invincible. That's suspenseful. Like you said, they're there, but us not knowing they're there. That's very crazy though. But what I wanted to go on, I'm glad you said this too, because I just thought of something right now. For the two separate movies that Covenant was being and portraying, I felt like there should have been one horror movie of them stuck on the planet, just dealing with that crew, trying to expand on their science exploration, and then you have all this advanced technology, and it's more of like a paranoia, like what's going on type of theory. Then you have the colonial marines on the ship, and a claustrophobia action war movie going on the ship, and they're about to go home, but there's xenomorphs on the ship. I thought that'd been kind of cool to have like a contained action movie with the marines, and then versus the scientists also being trained but stuck on the planet,
Right.
and they're trying to reach each other until they get home to a bigger battle. Predators show up.
You feel me?
I mean, you might as well just go the AVP route, but merge the two. And I felt like Covenant could have unlocked so many things. That was one of them, because this is the Dark Horse comic books. They're amazing. But that's just me speculating. But I know fans want to see that. That's what we want to see, because you got to push it. It's just, man, it ain't hard. It's not.
It's not hard.
But they don't think like us, man.
They don't think like us. And
Because what you said is tight. That's two movies right there.
two movies, but at the same time, give me a
One.
2 hour and 30 minute film. What
Yeah.
the movie was like 2 hours and 20 minutes or something?
And if it was longer, it'd been fine, because you know we were invested.
You would have been watching.
Yeah.
You know, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Don't
Yep.
go in that room.
Right.
The audience
And
should
credits.
be
What the heck?
engaged. The audience should be engaged.
Yeah.
We weren't engaged.
We weren't engaged. We were just watching.
Terrible storytelling.
Because we were going off of hype, just excited to be there watching an alien movie on the big screen again, like the old cats back in the
Because
day.
the audience was old. Tell you
Yeah.
the truth, it was a lot of older. It was a lot of older people.
It
There.
was a lot of 56-year-olds, and then maybe us mid-30 guys that were kids, like when the originals came out. So
Exactly.
It was a fun experience watching experience it with them,
them?
being with the horror crowd.
But besides that, don't waste your money, man. Because that's the
Yeah.
stuff I'm talking about. Like,
Watch Prometheus instead,
but
and watch the originals.
some people ain't gonna like that one, man. It's just I feel like it wasn't necessary, and by them even trying, they really
It tampered
they
it.
screwed it up, man.
Alien and Aliens still have that championship title. They still got it. They're
Thumbs
still the best.
thumbs up video up, y'all. Let me know, you guys watched it and you enjoyed.
Yeah.
We got to end this, man. We've been going on for a minute. Alien talk, man.
it's-
Just get this movie drains you, man.
Next level. I wanted to do this. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me here. I'm
Oh,
excited.
man,
we went in.
You know how we go, man. Make sure you guys thumbs the video up, subscribe to J3 Entertainment if you
Do
like
that.
this content, if
Yeah.
you like the real and the real deal, and always for real. That's what you get from J3 Entertainment. What else I got? Oh, take a look at Ronin Joe Chronicles. I'll put a link down below so you guys can check out his streams.
For sure.
He talk movie talk on there for you guys that
Oh,
want to
yeah.
get into horror, sci-fi,
Action,
western,
yeah.
action,
Anime,
martial arts,
yeah.
anime. He talks about that kind of stuff.
That's
You
right.
won't get no Disney out of him on there. That's not his thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to, though. Live action stuff. It depends.
You got to get into cartoons, man.
Yeah.
But that's his thing. What else I want to say? Oh, if you guys want to help out on the channel, there's a Patreon account for you guys. If you guys want to help donate some money to help the channel keep growing, and so we can get certain things like lights and everything like that, that would be we would be very grateful for that donation if you want to do that. I also have a PO box for you guys, so you guys can go take advantage of that. If you guys want to send anything to J3 Entertainment, feel free to use that. What else we got? Oh, subscribe to Ronin Joe Chronicles too, man. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel. That's all I got, man. What else you want to say?
Man, just looking forward to some more new movies. There's a lot of good independent movies coming out, And if you want to hear more of that movie talk, like you said, you know, come on my channel and stuff. I go ham and I try to play games where I don't have to focus as much, but I get to talk movies and the stuff I love while playing a lot of fun games. So if you're looking for like extra skills and all that, don't worry about it. I just play for fun. But like if I'm really focused, you know, you won't hear me talk as much. So yeah, you'll get that commentary and stuff like I promised. So a lot of commentary on the channel, and look out for more new movies though, man. Hopefully we do some more reactions, because some other trailers and interesting movies have dropped though, and we can do discussions on it, because that's like the most exciting thing for me when we do trailer reactions. We get to discuss and talk about it afterwards.
Gotcha.
And then try to find new things that everybody's not up to date on. That's how we do on J3 Entertainment.
I just thought of some.
Yeah.
We should do movie talks.
Yeah.
I just did a Stevie Wonder. You seen it?
That last episode was tight though.
We should do movie talks. All right. No, it was. Take a look at that. I'll put a link in it for you guys. That was tight. Yeah, so that's what we got. Hope you guys enjoyed, man. That's how we do. J3 out. That video was long.
Yeah.